This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Live from Pete's Timeout in the heart of Times Square. You're listening to Beach Talk Radio with Kim and Ed Ryan.
And a good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode number 185 of Beach Talk Radio. And we are coming to you live from Pete's Timeout here on Fort Myers Beach. It is boat race weekend. Yes, so get down here early if you're coming down. The beach is starting to get crowded already.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It is crowded. Get on down here quick.
And we'd like to thank all of the local businesses that make the show and the website and the newsletter possible. Best Western, Fort Myers Tiki Tours, Nervous Nellies, Mangaritas, Sanibel Cart, State Insurance USA, Sun Palace Vacations, La Ola Restaurant, Tuckaway Cafe, Blue Ribbon Events, Beach Pottery, Shuckers, our newest sponsor, the Farmers Market at Beach Baptist, and of course, Pete's Timeout, our sponsor since the show started 185 episodes ago. And of course, we'd like to say a big happy birthday to John Lalo today. He looks great for 102 years old.
Hey, you better be careful because your birthday's tomorrow.
Right.
And the same is going to be said about you by people.
They're not going to say I look good for 102, that's for sure. But no, John, I don't have any idea how old he is. Do you know how old he is?
I think he's right around our age.
I think he's in his 60s or 70s.
He is not.
Yeah. So tomorrow, I think if it doesn't rain, I thought my goal would be turning 57, ride 57 miles on the bike. What do you think?
Sounds like a good idea.
And the Jet game starts at 9:30 tomorrow because
so you're going to get up and start riding at 3?
I'd have to start at 6 o'clock to get to the game at 9:30. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow.
Don't call me 57. If you get a flat.
Right. All right, everybody. Coming up later in the show, we have an action-packed show today, and we want to talk later at the end of the show about this Kevin Ruane Fort Myers News Press blow-up about the water. A big deal, big doings yesterday in the newspaper about the water, and so we're going to talk about that. But let's, no further ado, for our first guest here. Linda is coming to us from the farmers market, the Beach Baptist market, yes, but there's so many different elements to what Linda is doing. And Linda, thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate your time. And what's the farmers market all about?
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm really excited to be here. I've been watching your show forever, and it's
Crazy.
I know.
Well, thank you for
great
that. Thank you
to
for
get your
that.
perspective on things. Our farmers market's been around, hitting its 6th year today.
Don't
Our-
hit her with it.
Sorry.
So, for 6 years we've been there, and a portion of our proceeds go to the church and help their mission in Guatemala, and 100% of all the coffee sales there go to the church mission. We've got a beautiful selection of produce, seafood, local seafood. Our local seafood vendor this year has probably 30 varieties of fish, frozen and fresh, and he also has a lot of take-home meals and probably about 16 different kinds of sausages and all kinds of interesting things. He has a 3-page menu. So everyone needs to come down and take a look at that. And then also we have a lot of handcrafts, handmade jewelry, clothing, little puzzle boxes made out of wood. It's a lot of skincare, a lot of pain relief. But it's been a local. We've been voted by locals as neighborhood favorite on Nextdoor.com for many years in a row. So
What's next door?
Nextdoor.com is like a Facebook for neighborhoods.
Oh, I
That's
see.
the thing we use when our dog gets lost, or if
I
you
don't
need
use
to find
Nextdoor.
the plumber. That's how we found Joe the
Oh,
plumber.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't use Nextdoor.
Well, you
But-
don't. But yeah.
So how many vendors do you have typically at the Beach Baptist?
It's the beginning of season, so we're right around 30 right now, and we're open Wednesdays and Fridays 8 to 1, and November we'll have about 37, and I think we top off about 45.
Awesome. We love Beach Baptist. Those guys are awesome.
They are
They
awesome.
do so much for the
and
community.
The coffee, I
Yeah,
mean, we live
we
kind
bought
of
some.
far out, but the coffee is really, really good.
Yeah.
It is good. It's low acid coffee, so it's easy on the stomach, and it's all mountain grown in Guatemala where the beans are grown, and that's where the mission is. So,
Right.
And I think they have you can correct me if I'm wrong, they have kind of a low one and then a
Supercharged,
stronger
yeah.
one.
They do. They have medium roast and then a dark roast.
I like the dark roast. I like the
it's
kind of
good.
coffee that makes you have to go to the bathroom right away. That keeps you going. Don't you like that?
I don't
dear?
think that's a function of that.
It's
I
probably
think
more
that's
of
you
my
buying
stomach.
cheap
Yeah.
coffee.
Right. So, but in addition to are we okay to talk about the? I mean, it's not the only one you have. Well,
What's
what are
that?
the hours of the one at the Beach Baptist?
8 to 1.
8
On
a.m. to
Wednesday
1.
and Friday. It
Wednesdays and Fridays.
Just started.
Yes,
So, how did you start this yourself?
we did.
Oh, so what were you thinking to? I mean, how do you get out of bed one day and say, I want to start a farmer's market?
Oh, well, I mean, we were in retail for a long, long time.
I see.
And then we decided to not work for corporate anymore.
Gotcha.
And started selling jewelry at local farmers markets. And there weren't enough markets at that time, 6 years ago, for us to be able to work 5 days a week. So we opened one here on Fort Myers Beach, and it's been a success ever since.
Nice. And you have two on Fort Myers Beach, right?
Oh, actually 4.
Oh,
We've
4.
got 2 at Beach Baptist, and then we November begins Santini Farmers Market.
Santini Plaza.
Yes, Santini Plaza.
And do you have more vendors down there? Because it seems like it's a bigger.
It seems bigger, but actually they top off at 45 as well. It's just a long market instead of an L-shaped market,
Gotcha.
so it feels bigger.
What's more
And
successful?
Can I just ask,
yes, go right
when
ahead.
is that? I know when you said it's going to get started, but what days and what hours will that run?
Santini Market is Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 1.
So that's good. The other one is Wednesday, Friday.
Wednesday,
and this
Friday.
is Tuesday, Thursdays.
Thursday.
So
No, you
the only
can't-
day you have open is Monday.
and Sunday.
Yeah.
And
well,
you can-
Sunday's going to be taken soon.
Do you
Yep.
you came down with your husband today? Do you kind of like order him around and make him do all the the work, and you're the
Oh,
supervisor,
we
right?
take turns being boss.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Actually, I'm the boss and he's the leader.
Gotcha. So how does somebody get involved if they want to call you up and become a vendor?
Well, the best way to get a hold of us is, and all the information is on our website, 41markets.com. And just go on the website and there's all the rules and requirements. And then there's also an application right online.
And do you have some of the vendors that you know, or because you just started Thursday, this first day, right? Thursday was or Wednesday was first day.
Wednesday and Friday this week
Nice.
were this was the first week, and then we had a great turnout.
Cool.
We really want to thank Fort Myers Beach for coming out and supporting the markets and all these local businesses.
Do you have openings for vendors? Like, do you have spaces available, or are you all?
We do have openings available. Our Tuesday market's already full, but we're in Thursday's very, very full. But we are taking applications for Wednesday and Friday.
And so tell us about some of the vendors, like specific business names that you have already lined up.
One of our vendors that we've had a long time is called Aloe Moist, which is an aloe organic skincare cream. And it's perfect for sunburns. So it's very popular down here. That's a really good one. And we also have different, I can't think of one
restaurants
offhand.
too,
No.
right? Restaurants.
Oh yeah, Cuban food. Our Cuban food is very, very famous.
Yeah.
And they have Cuban sandwiches, arepas, empanadas. We also just started with Dudley's Beachside Barbecue, which is an adorable truck. If you go on our Facebook page, you can see pictures of his truck. But he has delicious Kansas City barbecue ribs that he smokes right on site at Beach Baptist.
Very cool.
And are the vendors all from this area, or is it a variety of, how far does the reach go? How
Good
far
question.
do people go?
Well, they come all the way from Clearwater.
Wow.
Yeah, and we have some vendors that have been coming from Miami, but most of them are transplants, people that have moved down here from up north, but a lot of them are local. I'd say more than half are local.
Very cool. And the coffee is from the church, and just the pastor come out and sign autographs and things like that, and hang out with the crowd because he's Mr. Friendly.
They both are.
Yeah. What do you mean both? Both who?
Forrest and Sean.
Oh, Forrest. Well, Forrest isn't the Is Forrest the pastor?
No,
Sean's the
He's
pastor.
like an associate
Assistant
pastor.
pastor, yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Technical.
do. What's so remarkable about them is that they do participate.
Yeah.
Butch is there every time helping set up the coffee trailer and set up the tents. He's there. He really participates. And also Sean comes out there and he congregates with people out there. So, I mean, it's really wonderful about their participation.
I've never seen a pastor with so many tattoos.
here we
Were you
go.
surprised by the number of tattoos he had? I mean,
You're judgy.
I'm not judging.
Today.
I just, hey, he's the coolest pastor I've ever met. And his wife too.
Well, I've seen a lot of tattoos. I'm really impressed with all the ones that have Jesus on them.
Now, what do you mean you've seen a lot of tattoos? What do you mean by that?
Oh, he's got tattoos.
Oh, you
from
mean just on
from
Sean?
Yeah, just on
I see.
Sean.
I see. Do you? Go ahead.
So I just wanted to say too, for those who are interested in the coffee, you can come to the church anytime and stop by and pick up coffee, right? Because you have a little coffee shop inside the church. When is that open?
I'm not really sure.
So call.
But the best thing to do, you can order that coffee online.
Oh,
it's $10 a bag.
That's how we did it. We
And,
ordered, and they ship it to you too.
Yeah, ship it to you for $9 for a 3-bag minimum, and you just go to beachbaptist.org and you can order the coffee right there.
Yes.
But there is a little coffee shop in the church,
There
right?
is a coffee shop, and
It's not that little. I mean, it's
I think when they get a few more volunteers, that'll be open more.
more often.
Why get off the coffee shop?
I love
we're
the
talking about the
coffee.
farmers
I
market
know.
for crying
well,
out loud.
I love.
so.
All right, but
And there's plenty of parking at Beach Baptist too.
Lots of parking.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about the parking, which obviously is an issue down here. So did we miss anything, Linda, or do you want to make sure? Go ahead.
for those who might not know, can you give out the address?
Sure. Beach Baptist Farmers Market is located at 130 Connecticut Street. We're about a mile and a half off of down south of downtown Fort Myers Beach. And we are right off Estero Boulevard, right across from Beach Access 22.
That's right.
Well, we want to say thank you so much for coming on. I want to make sure that, you might have one coming up outside of the beach. You want to kind of tease about that?
Yeah, we are starting a farmers market at Gulf Coast Town Center.
How about that?
That's right a little bit south of Cantina 109,
Yes.
starting Sundays
Mhm.
from 9 a.m. to 1. And that'll be in November.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if people want to be a vendor to that one, can they contact you?
Yeah. Anybody who wants to be a vendor for any of our markets, just go to 41markets.com.
Awesome. Well, Linda, thank you so much for coming
Did we
on.
miss anything?
No,
We
I
want to
think
make
you
sure,
got
yeah.
everything.
And
wanna make
we
sure we covered
we want to let the audience know that you're going to be our sponsor of the show. And we appreciate that. So every week we'll be talking about what the vendors are doing down there, and maybe we can come down and do a show right from the farmers market. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because we could get really jacked up on coffee and
yeah.
run from
And
booth to
food.
booth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We definitely have a place for you guys. We have
Awesome.
3 tents right next to the coffee trailer
Very
with
nice.
tables ready to go for
well,
you.
thank you so much for coming down, and thank you
Yeah,
for
thank you for
supporting the
having
show
us.
and,
Yes,
and
thank
watching
you so
the
much
show.
for
And so,
listening.
yes.
and being
Linda
so
Mill,
kind.
everybody. How about a big hand? Yay! Thank you, Linda, from the Beach Baptist Farmers Market. And we're going to be talking a lot more about them over the next few weeks. Before our next set of guests,
That'll be great on Sunday because that was, I said to her, I would love to come down, but I'm not able to
Well, why
come
don't you-
Wednesday 8 to 1.
why don't you go thank them? Send them off on their way, on their merry way, and a big thank you. And I'll read about our friends at Beach Pottery before we get to our next guest. And we got 3 guests coming on. Yes, they're coming on next. Beach Pottery, folks. I need to tell you about something brand new at the Beach Pottery. They have Key West Key Lime Pie. The Key West Key Lime Pie Company has Key West Key Lime Pie, Bob, at the Beach Pottery. And they have 9-inch original traditional key lime pie for only $24.99. They have key lime pie chocolate dip bars for only $5.99. They have traditional key lime pie slices for $5.99. 5-inch traditional key lime pie minis for only $9.99. And traditional key lime pie in a cup. Bob, they got key lime pie in a cup. What's wrong with you? Go get some key lime pie for only $5.99. Of course, they've got pots from everywhere, from Vietnam, from Mexico, from Vietnam and Mexico. In case you didn't hear me say that the first time, 8,000 pots they have for everywhere around the house. And you know what? There's nothing better than having a nice looking pot with a plant or a pot with something else, whatever you want to put in a pot. It doesn't matter. You can get it from Beach Pottery at 17980 San Carlos Boulevard, 239-437-4211. That's 239-437-4211 for Beach Pottery here on Fort Myers Beach. Or, oh wow, everybody's snapping pictures and all that. Dear, I didn't put any makeup on or anything for the paparazzi that our guests have showed up with. We have 4 microphones, so I teach her how to do this during the week, and she just drops the ball in the whole thing. So
I adjusted the camera perfectly.
So Jodie and John are here, and hi, how are you? Oh, good. Well, our Corky is here.
Yep.
Corky is going to be our next guest. So we're going to talk about the Navy SEALs. So John and Jodie are here, and they're going to tell us about a fundraiser that's going on for a little girl that we did actually talk about. This little girl before COVID. I wish I could remember the name of the person that we had on, but I'm getting old. And it was somebody that worked at Diamond Head, and there was a fundraiser that was planned for her, and it got canceled because of COVID. But here we are after COVID, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Could you say it's after COVID? So you guys are going to get the mics nice and close. So
Remember
everybody
what
can
I
hear
told you?
Yeah.
I said you don't want to lose some teeth over there, John.
So Jodie, tell us what's going on.
Sophia, she's a little 5-year-old girl. When she was 3 years old, she was diagnosed with a Wilms tumor, which is a rare childhood cancer. She went to Golisano and had chemo. It was a long, long adventure for her. After a year of doing that, she finally got cured. She was in remission. And just a few months ago, they went back for a checkup and found out that the cancer had come back.
And they used to live on the beach, and they sold their house to move to Philadelphia for to take care.
To take care of her. They went to #1 hospital is CHOPS, and so they're there now for the next 18
that's in
months.
Philly?
Yep.
Now her father still works at Diamond
Yes,
Head,
yep,
right?
yep.
So he's kind of going between the two.
Yep, coming back and
Good
forth. He's here this
Lord.
weekend for the boat races.
And I know that there's I'm going to find where the GoFundMe page is for the fundraiser. So you guys are trying to raise funds. Tell us about the flyer and what's going on with all
You
that.
can do the GoFundMe page, and do that online if you can't make it there. But we are having a raffle at Diamond Head today, and it'll continue till October 19th. The drawing is October 20th. They're doing a 3-night, 2-night stay at Diamond Head, plus a $100 gift certificate to Coast. Also, they are raffling off their camper that they have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That big camper will be right out front, and that's where all the raffles will be.
Oh, I see.
Right when you pull up in Diamond Head, you'll see the camper all displayed. And
How
that's
big
where
is
you'll-
the camper? I mean,
I think it's like 18 foot or 20 foot.
it's
a
a pull
Pullman
behind.
lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pull behind.
Yep.
Yeah, I was really had my eye on that because that would be something I'd
Yeah,
be
It's pretty much
interested in.
brand
So.
new. I mean, they used it a few times, but it'd
Uh-huh.
be perfect to go to the springs in the summer. It's a nice camper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So
And
Top
so
of the
the
range.
raffle tickets is at, correct me if I'm wrong, $10 for the stay at Diamond Head,
Yep.
and then $20 for the camper.
Yeah,
Because
yep.
I mean, yeah, that's a
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They're also doing a few other things too. Real Tales Charters is doing a 4-hour Sun, Fun, and Booze cruise. And also FWFL Party Pontoon is doing a 2-hour sunset cruise too. And then Matanzas has donated some gift certificates to the restaurant also.
And do you
Yep.
have to be there to win the camper?
Nope, you don't have to be present to win anything.
Okay,
Yep.
because I thought I read that, so I must have read it wrong. All right, well because I was like, ooh, does that mean if I get a ticket, I should be like ready with a truck to
Right.
like haul that puppy away? All right,
Yeah.
so
We'll have to double check on that. But
okay,
no,
Yep.
they'll have your phone number when you write it
Okay.
on the raffle, and they'll get back to you.
okay.
I'm not gonna.
I finally figured out how to get the. You can't click on it if you're watching, but that is the website address for the GoFundMe account. If you wanted to donate, you can click on that. It's also in the comments section if you want to click on that and take a look at that and donate some money. How is she doing?
She's in good spirits.
she's a strong little girl. Yes, she's doing chemo right now. Milda's up there with her.
I'm going to share this
Yeah,
page too
yeah.
while you guys are chatting.
yeah,
So
she's an adorable
So
little
precious.
girl.
Yes. Yep.
And so she's been, dealing with this now.
2 years.
good-
Yeah.
And she's only 5 at this
Yep.
point. Wow.
there we go. There's
Yeah,
a
she
picture
is.
right there. Sophia Strong, and you can see
She's
that.
our little princess.
So the goal is $20,000, and they've raised a little over $6,300 so far
Yep.
for I'm guessing the hospital bills, and who knows what else is
Well,
coming after
Expenses
that.
to live
yeah.
up
The
there.
move alone, you know.
Yep.
Right,
Mm.
right.
Yeah, because
So-
Milda's not working right now, and then Marcel's
I
is coming
see.
down when he can come down,
I
and
see.
Yep.
Did you
How
guys?
are her parents holding up? I mean,
they're amazing. They are very strong people.
Now-
so the
Doing the
mom is
best they
staying
can.
up there the full time.
Full time. Yep.
Obviously, she can't work because
No.
she's
Right.
dealing
Yep.
with all of that. So, I mean, just that alone
Did you guys
Would
mention
require
what
some
kind of
counseling.
cancer it was, and did they figure
was a
out
Wilms.
tumor.
what does that mean? I
And
don't.
it started
Very-
in her kidney.
Started in her kidney. Yes, they removed her kidney, and then it spread to her lungs, and now it's back in her lungs. It's really close to her heart, so they're trying to shrink it and then remove it after they get it shrunk back down.
Did they?
The problem is with this, they only 5 to 80% have ever dealt with this. So
Oh, I
that's why
see.
they're at the #1 hospital, CHOPS, because you don't really want to chance it.
Right, right. And
No,
so
you
how,
got to go where the specialists
Yeah,
are. If you
this
have
is the
something
top
so
Top place.
unique.
So that's why they moved. There was no other reason. If Golisano could have done it, they would have
They would've
stayed,
stayed.
but they kind of said,
got to go. We
we've
got to
done
go.
what we can,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to chance it either.
Now, how do all you guys know each other?
He was my best friend for the last 8 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to live right across the street from us. Yep, Johnny worked with him at Diamond Head too. Yep.
Okay, and again, for anyone joining us late, there's a camper outside of Diamond Head. There's a lot of stuff going on at Diamond Head, so that's
Yes.
good.
Oh,
a lot of activity.
There's gonna be drinks, boat races. There's gonna be
Right.
a lot of activity going
And so
on.
you're raffling off the camper.
Camper,
And the
2-night stay, Matanzas gift certificates. There's going to be the 4-hour Rio Tales. There's going to be a 2-hour Southwest Party Pontoon Sunset Cruise as well. So
Yep.
5 raffles, if not more.
And how much
Yeah, they
is-
might have got more.
How much is the raffle ticket?
20 for the camper, $10.
we did talk about
I know,
that,
but I
it's
was
nice
trying to make
let
sure I
it-
got the
Reiterating.
website.
Yeah.
up.
We're reiterating
it.
that you need to get down to Diamond Head and support little Sophia and do what
Yeah.
you can.
Sophia's strong.
How big is the camper?
I
At
think
least
it's 18,
17
18
feet.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
yep.
So it seats. Will it seat 2 people and 3 dogs? You think?
2-3 dogs, easy.
How
They've
many-
had they've had Marcel, Milda,
There's-
their K9,
Oh, I see.
and their
There's two twin
German
beds
Shepherd.
and then a full-size bed also.
How many?
Kitchen, bathroom.
Shoot. Now I forgot what I was going to say, dear.
How many what?
I was going to. How many raffles have been sold so far for the
How
the
many
camper?
tickets?
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
I think
has
they're
been.
up. Yeah, I think they're up to like 100 right now.
Oh,
They are
man.
doing.
That's
There-
good.
there is
The
a max
odds are
limit,
pretty
so
good.
Yeah.
it's not like it's going to get blown out of
Right.
proportion.
Oh,
There's a max limit.
what
I
is the
believe.
limit
Is that-
for the camper?
750 tickets for the camper is
Okay.
the max.
So that way you
Gotcha.
have a good chance of winning
Yeah.
the camper.
Yeah.
If you get a good amount, you got a good
Right.
shot at it.
Well, that's why I was wondering about the you have to be there to win thing, because I was like, ooh,
Yeah,
that
we'd be
could
there.
really up some
Yeah.
odds.
Right. I can let you know after this. It might be on the flyer I have in my bag.
Well, is there anything else you want anybody to know about what's going on, or where they can make sure they stay informed of how things are going with the fundraising and
And
Hey,
how
are the
she's
raffles-
getting along.
Check
I
in.
mean,
We've been giving bracelets out for a while now.
Yeah, we have these pink
You'll see
bracelets.
Sophia Strong bracelets.
Yeah.
You donate whatever you can.
awesome.
I mean, the
Yes.
girls at Diamond Head at Cabanas, they've been doing
They're doing
their
a lot of
part.
work. Yes. Yep. Helping us
Kimberly
out.
Gant, she's been doing a lot at Diamond Head.
Is she? You guys might have asked this already, but is she in the hospital like 7 days a week now, or the whole time she's got to stay in the hospital?
They had to move relatively close to the hospital because they're there pretty much every day
All the
for a
time,
certain
yeah.
Yeah.
amount of time.
Yeah.
Now,
She's
not-
in there,
not to
yeah.
the
She's in
point
there. Yeah. Yeah.
where she was before.
Yeah.
Where she was living in the hospital, but she's in and out quite a
Right.
bit.
All right. Well, we'll
so
keep.
and I was just going to say that if you, for whatever reason, don't want to do a raffle thing, go make a donation
Yeah.
on the GoFundMe, and no amount's too small,
Right,
and
right.
certainly
Everything
no
will help.
amount is too large.
Right. Everything will help.
And you don't have to go there today. You can always go to the front desk until the 19th, and you can still participate in the raffle
Yep.
for the
Right.
trailer, for the room, for
Till the
for
19th. Gotcha.
everything until the 19th at the front desk.
You know, it sucks when that happens to kids. It really does suck. It
horrible.
sucks when it happens to everybody, but it really
Especially
is.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so
especially
sweet and
kids.
innocent.
Yep.
You know, especially at that age too. It's just you don't even get a chance to get to a point where, I mean, you're so young, and probably for how many years now has they've been dealing with her having cancer?
Right. Two.
Yep.
Since
Almost
two-
2
two
years.
out of
Yeah.
four.
She was 3 years
Two,
old.
almost
Yeah.
3 years. I mean,
Yeah.
we kind of noticed it one night. She had a stomach ache, and then next thing you know, she went in and
Oof.
boom, it blew up at 2.5.
Wow, that's
Insane.
crazy. Well, thank you guys for coming on, and we'll do whatever
Thank
we
you.
can to keep the
Mhm.
word out and
Yeah.
put it on our website and Facebook page. Every time you share something, we'll push it out there.
We
Yeah,
and,
we
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much
And
for
Good
we
luck.
having
wish
us.
them well.
yes,
And
and we're coming
her
down. I'm coming
continued
down to buy some tickets for the camper because
Awesome.
we'll be down
Yes.
there.
she's going to need somewhere to sleep outside the house after today's show.
gratefully.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
And
so
good
much.
luck
Thank
with the
you so
fundraising.
much.
All right,
Appreciate
Jody
you.
and John, and there's a website, everybody. If you want to jump on there and donate, that would be awesome if you could do that anytime up until the 19th, or you can go down to Diamond Head and bring some cash, or bring some checks, or bring your credit card, or bring whatever you have and help out
Bring your piggy
Sophie.
bank.
Yeah. And I'm gonna let you read that. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you read it, and then we're gonna continue. We're moving right along
I
here.
know.
Very
All right.
nice.
Well, you know, Fort Myers Tiki Tours. Get out, give them a call at 239-887-0042. You and 5 of your friends or family or colleagues can go take a 90-minute tour leisurely down through the bay, and maybe you'll catch some sights of some turtles or manatees or dolphins or sharks, all sorts of stuff out there. You can go in the day or in the evening. You can go for a variety of reasons. The sky's the limit, or you can just go to relax. I wonder if they're running today with all of this going on. But we did it on Father's Day, and we had a great time. They obviously supply the captain. You don't get to drive the tiki boat yourself. Captain and a cooler and some ice, so you can bring food, drinks, whatever you want. And people will be taking your picture. At least they were taking ours, because who doesn't like to see a floating tiki boat, right? Hello? So give them a call at 239-887-0042. They're over at Salty Sam's or on the web at fortmyerstikitours.com.
All right, Barbara, I will ask that question. I'll have Kim ask that question right now before they leave.
Okay.
Barbara would like to know if you can purchase tickets by mail. So why don't you ask them? And I'm going to ask the trivia question, and then Corky Condon is going to come on and tell us about her Navy SEAL dad and what's going on to try and raise some funds, fitness funds for the Navy SEALs. It's time for movie trivia, Bob. Your chance to win 2 tickets to see a movie down at the Beach Theater on Estero Boulevard here on the best beach in the universe. This week brings boat races and the new James Bond movie to the Fort Myers Beach Theater. Screening at the Beach Theater is No Time to Die, featuring Danielle Craig. Danielle Craig is playing James Bond. Sean Connery no longer, eh? No more Sean Connery? What happened to Sean Connery? Wasn't he James Bond? Anyway, it's Daniel Craig. In the 1974 007 movie Live and Let Die, James Bond has a thrilling chase through the Louisiana marshes, and he made a record 120-foot jump. What type of boat did Bond use in the scene? Oh, wow. Good one, Janine. Good one. See how she tied the boat race weekend into the James Bond question. So they're going back to Live and Die. I'm guessing Live and Die was maybe Sean Connery, right? Doesn't it seem like James Bond changes every new movie that comes out now? So what? Airboat is not the right question, Lana, but that's a nice guess. Nobody Google, no cheaters, no Googling. The question is, Live and Die, James Bond has a thrilling chase through the Louisiana marshes and made a record 120-foot jump. Fast boat. Well, technically, you're probably right, but specifically, that's not correct. Your dad guessed a fast boat. Hi, how are you? Yes, $2. Thank you. $2. So, oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't put your microphone on. I was too busy selling something.
You do not. I don't know why I had that in my head. You do not need to be present to win.
Okay. Well, I think you were saying if you were present to win, that'd be a big crowd, was what you meant to say, right?
Right. But you do not need to be present to win, so you don't have to pack it on your back and take it home.
Thank you, sir.
And
have
as
a nice
far
day.
as the ordering tickets by mail, I'm going to call Barbara afterwards and get the specifics. They're not typically doing it, but they might be able to work something out.
It's not a cigar boat.
What'd you say?
It was about a James Bond movie. What is it? How come
okay.
Sean Connery's not James Bond anymore? What happened to Sean
they've
Connery?
moved way on from Sean
He was
Connery.
the best James Bond. Like, I mean, really, how can you get any better than James Bond, Sean Connery?
Well,
who was better
I
than
know.
that? Who was better than him?
I mean, who else did they try? Pierce Brosnan.
Oh,
I mean,
please.
he did all right.
Come on.
But it's a big swing.
Don't they change every new movie, every new James Bond movie? They change who James
Sean
Bond
Connery
is.
got a little up there in years.
See you later, Bob.
Bye, Bob. Good to see
well, actually,
you.
I think he's dead now.
Well,
that would be one
clearly
reason.
now he's not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. So
Boy, we barely left
where's
anyone for
our
him. I'm
next
gonna go
guest?
get her.
All right. So if you can get that answer again, it's from the 1974 film Live and Let Die. So we're going to give away 2 tickets to the Beach Theater, and we appreciate them. Thanks. Maybe we'll have a friend pick up. Okay, good, Barbara. There you go. But we'll keep that website address for Sophie up on our website and in our newsletter, and we'll keep telling you about that. So we hope that you can help out and raise a little money for Sophie, only 4 years old. And later on in the show, when it's just Kim and me, or Kim and I, or however you say that, we're going to talk about what took place in the newspaper yesterday. A long story, very long story about the water, which I thought was very detailed. Like, I hadn't read a story about the water that had so many different angles. It had the East Coast, it had the West Coast, it had the Everglades. It had a quote from somebody from Sugar, and Kevin Ruane didn't like the way it came out and posted something on Facebook that he's not ever going to speak to the news press again. So we wanted to kind of talk about that for a little while later on in the show, at the end of the show. Don't forget, the boat races are going on now, folks. The race, I believe, kicked off at 9:30. And if you go to our website, beachtalkradionews.com, you can see where you can watch the races. There are 2 different ways you can watch the races. There's a Facebook page that you can go on and watch the race. And there's, I think it's a YouTube page. It's the Powerboat racing pages. But you can see one of the headlines says where you can watch the races. So if you want to check them out live and in action, you can go to our website and you can check out the news story that says how to watch the races. And I also wanted to give you guys an update. Last week, the Bay Oaks folks do not need any more candy for Halloween. They are totally maxed out with candy. So if you were thinking about donating any candy to Bay Oaks for Fright Night, they have plenty of candy. So we don't want any of the candy to go bad. I think I told her 9:45, so I'm sure she'll be back.
She is.
So what we've
This
done.
happened once before.
So what we've done is we have asked the folks at Bay Oaks for a list of things that they need, because I promised everybody last week that I would go out and take the video with the sweater on and shop, and I'm going to do that, but it won't be at Walmart. It will be at Home Depot, because they need spider webbing, and they need a couple other things like fog juice. I have no idea what fog juice is, but I'm guessing it goes into a fog machine and they shoot fog at the kids as they're running up and down the haunted path there. So we'll be going to Home Depot and then delivering the stuff that way. So your money is not going to go into Kim's pocket to get her a nice new hairdo. It is going to go to Bay Oaks. They were nice enough to give us a shopping list, which we have right here for Fright Night, and we're going to be taking care of that this weekend. So
wow, nice job filling.
Hey, listen, I'm a radio guy from back in the day, so I know what I'm doing.
I know you told her. You must have told her 9:45, right?
You never know when you have three guests how long it's going to go.
I know.
So I didn't want to.
So I was out scanning.
Yeah, you're all sweaty now.
No,
What's going
I was
on there?
scanning everybody, and people were out there looking at me, looking at them, and then I remembered that you had a boot on your foot. So then I'm bending down, looking at everybody.
Oh, you have a boot. What's with the boot?
Wait, let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
I was looking at everybody's feet, and then I really got a lot of weird and somewhat dirty looks because I was staring.
Because you're a creeper when you're looking at people, looking under the table
I
at
was
people.
freaking out. I had this look of panic. I'm sure people thought I lost a child or something, but it's
So,
just Corky.
Corky Condon is here. Corky, nice and close with the microphone,
Yeah,
so everybody
keep it
out
close.
there and can listen and hear. Now, did you guys meet each other the
I
other
was
night?
just saying that I didn't know that she was going to be on the show, but I was at my first ever women's club meeting.
Is it woman or women?
It was.
I mean,
it's women's club.
how do you say
it's the
it?
women's club.
Woman. So
now, are you a member there, or were you a visitor?
I'm a new member.
Okay,
Oh, you
so
are.
you are a new member.
So, Corky, do you know if Sean Connery is alive or dead? That's the question.
I have no clue.
We were talking about, now people are confused out there in Facebook land. We can't figure out, because we were talking about the new James Bond movie. We're trying to give away tickets to the new James Bond movie here at the theater, and nobody knows if he's alive or dead, because he was the original James Bond. You can't beat Sean Connery. That's a stud right there. Now every year they seem to have a different one. You don't really care, do you?
No.
Okay, sorry about that.
So
I don't mean to
let
bore
me
you with
ask,
that.
how long have you lived on the beach? Just tell us a little bit about you.
About 15 years.
Okay.
Being a military brat, I've lived all over, West Coast, East Coast, in the middle, and
I think the consensus is he's dead. Oh, sorry about that. But
I like the warm weather, so here I am.
for sure. So do you have a house or a condo or?
No, actually, I'm renting.
Yeah, because affordability down here is bizarre.
Oh, and we talked
actually,
about
I'm
that.
just off the beach because I couldn't find anything
crazy.
on the beach. Everything.
It's like a 1-bedroom shack is like $7 million on the beach.
I know.
Off the beach.
I know.
Yeah.
I was forced off because of that, but this is still my community.
Yeah, I hear you. So tell us a little bit about your dad who served in Vietnam.
My dad was the commanding officer of one of the SEAL teams,
Nice.
and he was killed in action in Vietnam in '68.
Yeah. So Navy SEALs, that's a badass right there. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, we didn't know it back then. That was back before. In fact, my dad's mentor said the worst thing that ever happened to the SEALs was people finding out about them.
Is that right?
That's exactly right. They used to be under the radar.
Yeah.
Except I grew up in Coronado partly, and that's where they trained. So
That's
we'd
California,
see
too.
them.
Thank you.
We'd see them out on the beaches carrying the logs. And carrying the IBS.
I don't know. Do you think it was a negative thing? I think people in the country that see that are proud to have men and women now too? Or
Well, it's a dual-edged sword because when they operate, secrecy is often a big part of what they're doing. So if they're anticipating, a super force, then it's even harder for them to do their jobs.
Well, and just to know that capability and that group of men and women exists is I mean, they've done movies about it. I mean, they've really kind of blown the lid off of that secret. So
I mean, it is amazing what they do. I was just they dedicated a quarter deck in Pearl Harbor, and actually
does that
people
mean?
don't realize that there's a training facility there, and it's just phenomenal what these. Well, like you said, now there's a woman that's graduated, but what these men have been able to do, and I actually met one of the BUDS trainers for my dad.
Cool.
And he said, what I remembered was he had the mindset you couldn't hurt him. And that's a lot of what gets these people through the training is their mindset.
Oh, I can. Yeah, you would have to have a very strong mind to get through that level of physical training alone. Now, he asked you a question. You didn't hear it because he doesn't know. What is a quarter deck?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, on the ship, it's like where everybody comes and goes. You receive permission to come aboard.
Yeah. Well,
just
for clarification purposes, I knew what it was, but sometimes people in our audience, they don't really understand when we're talking military like we're doing here.
So when did that happen? When did they not donate?
I think
that
it was
honorary thing.
3 years ago now.
And so it's you and your sister?
My sister and my mom's still alive, and my nephew, who's named after my father. We all went to Pearl Harbor, and it was quite interesting.
What was it like visiting Pearl Harbor?
Well, actually, we used to live there a long time ago. First time before it was a state, because my dad always not played, but his job was with explosives. So back in the day, that was a good area to go to a deserted island to blow it up.
Blow stuff up.
Do you play with explosives now too?
No,
you don't.
My temper can be explosive.
Oh, I see. I mean, have you ever had C4 just kind of laying in your purse or by accident or so? Oh, shit, there's some C4 in my purse.
No, my dad would bring sea rats home, but
sea rats? What is that? They blow up?
Rations.
Oh, rations. Got you. Well, you're using these military abbreviations. She doesn't know what they are. So we have to be specific.
Your dad never was able. Did you know a lot about what your dad was doing at the time? Or?
A fair amount, because they had a separate base, and sometimes I would go there, and they would have. In fact, my dad's team was the only team on the West Coast to recover an Apollo, but they actually had an Apollo there for training purposes.
What do you mean recover an Apollo?
Well, when the spaceships used to splash down in the water,
they have to go out and get them.
It was frogmen seals that went out.
I didn't know that.
Put a raft around the Apollo and get the astronauts out.
And so the SEALs went out there. Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's part of the secrecy stuff.
Yeah,
it was back in the day.
Yeah. So do you think that my wife could become a Navy SEAL now? I mean, she's a little up in age, but I mean, have they softened the requirements for SEALs?
No, they have not softened.
Now, you said, because I didn't know, the first woman is getting ready to graduate.
Oh, very cool.
This year, I heard that a woman actually graduated the BUDS class.
Nice.
The BUDS class?
That's what they call it.
Okay.
Basic underwater demolition.
Something. Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a fitness event going on that I want you. That's really you're here. Although I could talk about the Navy SEAls forever. It's just so awesome.
This is the first annual event, and what they're trying to focus on is to get people out and moving again because of COVID.
Right.
There also is a big emphasis on teamwork. Obviously, the Navy SEAL teams, the teamwork is an important part of it, and it's not as much about your ability. It's about the fact that you're trying to do a sit-up or a push-up or run. And the physical event is originating in
San Diego.
San Diego, yes.
On the 16th.
On the 16th.
Right.
We are fundraising for the Navy SEAL Foundation.
Do you know this gentleman?
No, I don't.
Okay. He looked at you like you guys knew each other, but anyway, and he's in uniform, so.
But
anyway.
There is also virtual events going on across the globe. And so anybody can go to Navy SEAL Foundation, click on events.
Okay.
October 16th, and you can donate.
Right.
Now, my sister and I have a team called Slam Dunk.
All right. Now, so you're going to do the event on the 16th.
I'm going to hobble around.
Okay. So, what'd you do to your foot there, Corky?
I just broke my ankle and my foot.
You just broke. Were you drinking one night and you fell off a chair or something? Or?
I mean, I don't have any exciting stories.
I mean, make one up then, for crying out loud. Make up some story like you got run over by.
I mean, people that know me can't believe that it didn't happen.
Under
crazy
some
way.
crazy circumstance,
Yeah.
right?
So the fitness challenge is how many pull-ups you can do in 3 minutes,
Right.
how many push-ups you can do,
3.
No, how many push-ups?
nice
How
and
many
close
sit-ups?
with the mic. There you go.
How many push-ups? How many sit-ups?
Push-ups and sit-ups.
Before the event, as many people aren't really able to do pull-ups,
Right.
they encourage you if you want to do that. And then a 3-mile run.
So push-ups, sit-ups, and a 3-mile run.
Yep.
Correct.
And the name of your team is what again?
Slam dunk.
So your people can go on the Navy SEAL Foundation website, find your team, and donate money to it.
Absolutely.
And so,
So if they join your team, do they have to do the challenge too, or they're just donating money?
Well, it's up to you. I
Okay.
mean, because we are trying to get donations, but again, we're also trying to emphasize physical fitness,
right.
teamwork.
You know, there's a lot of people on this beach that have no emphasis on physical fitness at all.
One of our hopes is, like I said, this is the first annual.
Oh, I
but
see.
How cool would it be
Yeah.
to see this event
Mm-hmm.
here on this
I think I
beach?
could help with that.
I mean, it would be so much fun because you can set up different
Oh, yeah.
competitions.
Right.
I used to teach a class on the beach every once in a while, right out by the pier. And we had 30, 40 people show up.
How
They
many?
love running on the beach, people.
How many
They do.
push-ups do you think you could do in 3 minutes?
I think I can probably do in 3 minutes, 200.
I could maybe do 3.
200. I probably could do 200 in 3 minutes.
I think that
I think I could do
that's-
100 in 1 minute, and then after that, I don't know how many after that. So the 2 minutes gives me kind of a breather. Like how far? What is the regulation push up? Like your chest has to hit the ground or a
Now,
cup
don't
or
get me.
Corky? Come
I'm
on
just
now.
You need to go on the
participating.
website.
She's challenging
and
me
kinda-
here.
No, I was just asking you. I'm not challenging.
How
you.
many push-ups can you do in 3 minutes?
Ugh, I don't know. I
Navy
was
SEAL
thinking
push-ups.
about
I'm sure
that.
they have to be really like Navy SEAL push-ups.
No, like I said, the emphasis is
It's
on
on just-
teamwork,
It's
I
got to
know.
be.
getting out and trying.
It's
I
gotta
know
be a competition
you
to
say
me.
that, but for him, everything's a
Yeah,
competition.
it's got to be a win or
so-
lose kind of
But
thing.
it's pit a team against each other.
Yeah.
Right now, my sister and
This
I are
is the
trying
team
to
against
see-
each other right here. Like, how many? Is it fair to say now that we're all feminists now, right? We're all equal, right?
Right.
Shouldn't she be able to do as many push-ups as I can do?
Well, now we're getting into some gray area.
No,
Yeah.
well, how is that great,
It
Corky?
depends. It depends. There
There's
are
a
some
different-
women that could probably do more push-ups.
Oh, you?
than
That's
you.
a shot at
There
you.
you go.
No,
There
I
you
don't
go.
think so. I don't
I
think
do.
that. Yeah, I don't think that will
See,
ever happen.
Oh, I do think there are.
No, not my age and up. Not,
Okay, well,
maybe
now
10
you're
years.
putting age on it.
Well, I don't think. Let's start at 30. 30.
I definitely think.
Now, Corky, stop.
I do.
You're getting
I do.
crazy now.
I
now
think
you're
that-
getting
I
crazy.
think there's more than a few.
All right, we'll see.
And
We'll see.
again, mindset plays a large part of
That's
it.
right.
If
Yeah.
you decide you're going to accomplish something, you never know what's going
Right.
to happen.
Right. So how many did you say you can do?
Probably 3. but
Nice. So that's 1 a minute. That's not bad.
We'll
Right?
see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
So you're gonna do the push-ups and the sit-ups, and are you gonna run 3 miles?
well, I'm gonna hobble.
I got
you
you.
keep saying that.
What?
So do you complete the event on the 16th, or you can do it?
No,
when you-
we completed on the 16th.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, since it is our first event, if you can complete it after that, if you're doing
or
it
before,
virtually.
like,
Is
for
this
like so you're doing it virtually.
So this is like a national thing. Everybody.
it's a world.
global.
Oh wow.
If you go to NavySealFoundation.org and click on events, it will
You'll
come
see
up with more information and how you can donate.
Well, we need to work together on scheduling something for the beach.
I know. I think it would be so much fun.
Because you can see the mayor and the vice mayor, whoever they might be next year, running up and down the beach and doing push-ups, and that would be great. Because
Yeah.
everybody else would be,
And it,
maybe
it
like
helps support the military
Yeah.
community, which
Yeah.
they
What-
never. We
they don't
need
get
that
shit. They don't
all
get
the
supported
time.
at all. People, I mean, they get crapped on. I mean, I always felt like the military, anything when they came back from a war, anything if they want school, if they want housing, everything should be paid for. I mean, the government prints money for people to stay home and not work. I mean, those are the people that deserve it. The military, they deserve to be. They deserve free
anybody
health care.
that is working in a trauma environment. For example, those that worked during 9/11, those that are putting out
Yeah.
forest fires that are devastating. Absolutely, I agree with you. But there's more and more unfortunately, as we have more wars, recognition of
Right.
either battle fatigue, that's what it used to be called,
No, it's-
PTSD.
Yeah.
PTSD now, but there's still a lot of work to be done, in my opinion.
Right.
I do want to say that for you to submit your results, if you're going to do it, you can pick any date on their website. It says you can pick any date in October to complete the Teamwork Fitness Challenge or join them in person in San Diego, as you were talking about, on October 16th. You're going to sign up. You can download your virtual bib where you'll fill in your results and share it on social media.
How much is it to sign up? Did it say what it was?
I think it's-
$25.
Oh, very nice. And we can.
And the thing is, too, you know, when we do it here on the beach next year, we'll video it, and that will go up on the Navy Seal Foundation website.
That's
we
right.
kind of got.
That'd be cool.
Just to back up a little bit, you originally sent this out to a couple of people on the beach
Yes.
who really didn't want to exercise. It seemed to me they shoved it right off on me, which is fine. I love these things, but it was almost like the last minute. So it would be great to organize something where we could get the date and get the permits and figure out, how we can raise money. What do you know? What
By
the
the
money?
way, they have videos of how to do the push-up and the
cool.
sit-ups.
There you go.
So they have strict.
All right, good. There's
things
got to be
here.
a Navy SEAL way of doing things. You can't be
there
doing a
is.
half-ass way of doing a push-up.
There's a lot of information on their website.
Do they have
so
a bell at
please,
the end? They usually have a bell at the end, don't they?
That'd be cool to get the videos
Now
up
there
there.
is a party at the end.
Oh, hell yeah. Kim's in then. She's
there
all
you
about the
go.
party, you know.
My sister says best street tacos around
Oh, where?
in San Diego.
Oh, I see. Very nice. So tell us a little bit more about your dad before you go.
Well, he grew up on a dairy farm in Nebraska
Cool.
and was in ROTC in college. And don't ask me why he switched to the Navy. He wasn't even sure. When we got stationed in Hawaii, they sent us on board ship. My dad wasn't sure. He wasn't going to get seasick.
Oh boy.
But he was career officer and he loved what he did.
Very cool. And how does somebody growing up, I mean, I'm sure that maybe you don't know the answer to this. It's been so long. How does somebody growing up on a farm in Nebraska decide they want to be a Navy SEAL?
Maybe to get as far away from the farm as he could.
Oh, I see.
Well, but I would suggest that dairy farming prepares you certainly physically for the rigors of Navy SEAL.
Well, my dad used to run away and ride the rodeo, so
What?
Dad sounds like quite the guy.
Now, do you have any idea? I'm sure you do. Like, have you ever found out what the history of the battle was in Vietnam where he lost his life?
it actually wasn't a battle. The teams operated secretively, so
Okay.
I know some stuff, but there's a lot of the report that is redacted, and I will
Still.
never know in my lifetime.
Is that right? After all these years, they
After all
won't
these years,
tell the family even that what happened. That's crazy.
That
Crazy.
is crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, Corky, we appreciate you coming down. How do you like being part of the women's club? There's some crazy ladies in that club. I mean, they get crazy off the wall. Have
the
you
reason I joined is because I know some of those crazy ladies.
name them? Who are the craziest so
Oh,
far?
I don't know, but Mary and Jackie and Megan, and I
Yeah.
say crazy, but it's like they're
Passionate.
working, passionate,
Control
and
crazy.
working really hard to
Right.
make our community the best it can be,
Yeah.
and that's important to me. And I got that from my father.
Yeah.
He instilled those kind of values in me.
How long can you hold your breath underwater?
I used to could hold it a lot longer than I can now.
So what do you think? 30 seconds? 3 minutes?
Oh,
3 minutes.
Is that a lot?
Can't do 3 minutes.
No.
I don't know because I don't try and do
I
it.
see.
If
What's
I
the-
practiced,
What's
I
the
would be
longest
better.
you can hold your breath underwater?
Without panicking, I don't know. Maybe I don't even know if I could do a minute.
Yeah. Maybe we can try that at home later in the
I'm
pool.
I'm gonna put some weight on yours.
Yeah. Okay. I'll hold my breath a long time then. What are
Here,
those bubbles
catch the
going on
dog.
down there? All right, Corky. Well, thanks so much. We're going to get on there and see what we can do at the last minute with 1 week to go. And
Well, hey, you can raise a lot of money
True.
in a week. Slam Dunk Team, Navy
Slam
SEAL
dunk.
Foundation.
all right,
Great.
everybody. Big hand for Corky. And you can see her at the next women's club meeting. Before you know it, she's going to be the president. And watch her online. She's going to be hammering out hundreds of push-ups with her broken foot. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank
You're
you,
always
guys.
welcome. We'll stay in touch about next year.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much
Thank
to
you.
Corky for coming on.
Careful.
All righty. What a day today. Peach Time Out is packed. We had 3 great guests. A lot of fun, action-packed. A lot of people out there doing things to help. And we're not doing anything but sitting here.
I'm trying to adjust my seat here. I hurt my back last week carrying your equipment for you, and now I'm still struggling.
You carried one piece of equipment.
It's huge and it's heavy, and it's built this thing out of PVC pipe.
I don't think anyone won the tickets, so I'm going to have to ask Janine. Oh, I got a great idea. Let's do this, because I've been studying on the Supreme Court. I don't know why I got hung up on the Supreme Court, but I've been reading.
Well, they're going to be tackling some huge issues.
Yeah.
So
I've been reading a lot of books about Supreme Court justices, from Supreme Court justices, how it works. The whole thing's fascinating to me. Read a book by Scalia, the late Scalia, Anthony Scalia. Reading something by Neil Gorsuch. I don't even know if I'm saying their names right, but it's all fascinating to me. And why did I bring that up?
you said I have a great idea, and then you started with the Supreme Court thing.
Yeah, you turned the camera the wrong way.
Okay, no. They need the space out there.
We are there. This is perfect. Look at that. We look better that way. Forget the space. We're number one here.
No, it's packed.
The first person that can name the 3 branches of government and get it correct will get the tickets. You have to be able to write the 3 branches of government, because I think a lot of people would be surprised if you had a wireless microphone on Times Square right now and you stopped younger people in their 20s and 30s and asked them to name the 3 branches of the United States government, because of the way the schools are now, that they'd much rather teach about being transgender and being able to have people go in the same bathroom with they teach less of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
Start after that show last night.
Yeah, we watched Dave Chappelle last night.
You did.
You watched it.
No, I checked out very early on. It was
very good. Perry gets the tickets. Oh wait, Sharon got it first. Legislative, executive, yes. Sharon. Actually, you know what? We're going to give you both a pair of tickets. So, Sharon, remember that there. Sharon and Perry, send me a note. Otherwise, I'll forget because I'm getting old. But there's one person that can never get canceled, and it's Dave Chappelle. He talks about whatever he wants to talk about, tells jokes about whatever he wants to talk about, and he can never get canceled. And you know what? If he did, he wouldn't care. And
I think that he was like, he's done last night.
He was done with his Netflix special. I think his contract with Netflix is up, and that's what I think he was talking about last night. He told jokes about Jewish people, about white people, about gay people, about LGBTQ. Did I say that right? I don't want to offend anybody. And that's and it's always,
I know, but
what he tries to do is he always draws it back. Is like,
for me, it was too much.
He always makes a great point about how the black people are the ones that always get screwed. And he is right about that. For the longest years, many years, how many years back, it's talk about, getting screwed. And when I'm reading
I
about,
think you are in dangerous territory to talk about any of it.
When you go back to some of the early Supreme Court cases that they're talking about, a lot of it has to do with slavery. And when you listen to some of the things people said back then, it was cringeworthy about not treating people the same way. And so they weren't talking about the gay community or the LGBTQ community back there. It was back then. So that community has much more to deal with over so many years. And I'm not saying we all have our issues. Of course, white men have no issues. So I'm not trying to compare myself to anything. I have it on easy street. I know that's the way it is. So anyway, let's talk about. Let's move on. I don't even know why I brought that up. I'm just so fascinated by the Supreme Court right now and everything that's going on with that.
And how you go from the branches of the government to Dave Chappelle. I mean, I guess I brought it up, but the fact that you went off and
he doesn't have anything to do with the Supreme Court. So yesterday, the first thing that I do in the morning is check all the local news stories just to see the websites, to see what the news press has, Wink has, NBC has, and maybe it's to see if I missed anything from the beach. But and the news press had this wicked long story about the water. They I don't know, remember who the reporters were, but they had a very in-depth story about the water. They interviewed somebody from the West Coast, from the East Coast. They even had somebody that they quoted from Big Sugar, or from the sugar industry. They had.
I don't think that they
don't call themselves Big Sugar.
Yeah,
that's not the proper terminology if you're talking about them.
That's not the terminology I think that they would use.
They had quotes from the Everglades people.
Well, now, and you have to be. There are more than there are different Everglades.
Spit it out, dear.
Groups.
Yeah, we were talking about the Everglades, and I won't lose my place on this, I promise. And if you guys are bored, you can go watch the races on the Facebook page. But
you haven't heard
there's
him.
so many different Everglades organizations. It's like, who the hell do you know to trust? And you got this group and that group, and they all have Everglades in the title. And so why can't you just, if you're all for the Everglades, why can't you just have 5 people on one committee for the Everglades? Why does it have to? And they're all raising money.
We had someone from the Everglades.
Yeah, he was great.
Everglades, and then there's Friends of the Everglades Foundation, and I'm going to be speaking with someone from there next week.
Special show next week.
They do some great clean water conversations that are very informative. They bring it down so that everybody can understand it, and I would encourage everybody to go back and listen to those.
Yeah, speaking of that, and again, I didn't lose my place because we're going to get to Kevin Ruane, is SCCF CEO.
I know, Ryan Orgera
is leaving. He got some wicked cool job, it sounds like. So congratulations to him, but bummer for us because he was in the article in the news press yesterday.
He did not hold back.
Yeah, and so we were talking to each other after reading the article, and we were thinking like, wow, Ryan really put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
We've never heard him say things like that. And then a couple hours later, maybe it was he knew he was leaving, so he was just gonna hammer everybody, because I guess you got to be sort of a politician when you're dealing with all this.
Hammered everybody.
Oh, he was out there.
He was expressing his views, and he knows a lot.
So anyway, so Kevin is quoted, and of course everybody knows Kevin Ruane is the water guy in Lee County in Southwest Florida. Ever since Sanibel, Kevin has been the water guy. It's always been about water. And we joke about every time somebody comes on that's running for office, they say, I'm for clean water. I mean, who's for dirty water?
Right.
But Kevin had he's got the details, and he's in the muck and the mud, and he's been doing it for years and years and years.
He's trying to get us out of the muck and the mud.
Yeah. And so they talk to him because he's threatened lawsuits against the Army Corps of Engineers if they don't get the shit straight and keep the water flowing the right way. And Kevin has been battling with Brian Mast on the East Coast because they don't want any water. And tell me if I'm getting it wrong here, because you know more about the water than I do.
I don't know if it's that's part of
battle. It certainly is a battle now.
I don't know that they've
because Kevin, I'm sure I'll get corrected, but Kevin doesn't think it's fair that they don't get any water on the East Coast and we get water. It shouldn't be that way, is my read from talking to him.
I went back and listened to, I think it was episode 176 when Kevin was most recently on. There's a lot of information in there.
76?
176.
176.
And he was saying, that in his opinion, they're going to need to take some water, the St. Lucie.
Yeah.
Is going to need to take the East Coast is going to need to take some.
And Brian Mast's contention is no water to us.
And that we cannot continue to accept the high amounts and the high flow times, which is in the wet season.
And the thing that's crazy is everybody wants water to go south. The people in the South want water to go south. We prefer the water to go south. I'm sure Brian Mast would prefer water to go south. So,
yes,
send it south.
I know, but I went back and listened. And they do want water south, but they also, through litigation, got it that the water coming south needs to be extremely clean, which I get. I think that's true. But the issue with that is there's not enough places to clean this water before you send it south. And so the Tamiami Trail needs to be lifted, which I think is done by now. And they need more land to create more storm water treatment areas. And they need more places to store that water for when they need it, the clean water. And then they can flush it, as it were, more south. So That's part of that big EEA
All right,
reservoir.
you see, now you're getting in the.
Well, I'm
I
just
want to get into the gossip part of the whole
Okay.
thing, and you're getting into the explanation of the whole water thing, and then I think people's eyes glaze over
Okay.
because they don't.
Go ahead.
I just think that people don't. They don't. I don't know. Maybe they do get it, but I don't think they get it that technically. But anyway, so I think.
Well, my question with that is, why has it gone on so long that there isn't more treatment areas down there? And I think I know the answer, but I'm not going to say.
All right. So yesterday in the article, I think that what led to Kevin getting ticked off with the news press and saying he's never going to make a comment to them or answer their phone calls again was this lady. I don't know. Can I say lady or is that offensive? This person,
This person,
Kimberly Mitchell from another Everglades called the Everglades Trust Media. This is, and I read it and I was like, wow, she's really cutting into him. And she said that whether he meant to or not is alarming. There are some telltale signs of people who wittingly or unwittingly may actually be working against their own best interests when politicians or other advocates for aquifer storage and recovery wells, higher lakes levels, or water supply, all of which Ruane has publicly mentioned. She calls them dog whistles or sugar tells. In
poker.
Like she's like saying that subliminally he's saying something about supporting Big Sugar, or the whole thing was bizarre. I thought the dog whistle thing was bizarre because nobody would ever question Kevin's credentials or chops on the water issue, at least that I've ever seen.
Well,
she basically seems like she's calling him a liar.
I don't know if that's true, but questioning his motives, I think, saying that alluding that he's, I don't want to get into
the dog whistle thing was, so I sent him a text in the morning. I said, good morning, Mr. Dog Whistler. Or so, I mean, just kind of joking around, but I don't think he took it as a joke. I mean, he's now.
Well, I would imagine that he feels like his reputation has been impugned at the very least, and he has stood for clean water for this area. His concern has been for this area. I'm not saying he doesn't have, concern for everybody's health, because he said that on our show, but his concern is for this, and to make that analogy or allegation.
Well, the thing was that and then he got a chance to answer what she said in the article, which I thought evened it out. He said that's a lie.
Right.
He said he's not dog whistling. He didn't say that, but he said that's a lie, and he went on to talk about all the stuff that we've heard for years from him. Right. And then there was something that you mentioned on the way over that I've forgotten about, the award. The Everglades folks gave him an award to him. So what the hell is she talking about?
Well, I don't know if it was the same company, but he certainly has awards and been, he's certainly revered as the water person specifically, and for this coast,
And so Kevin posted on Facebook that he's no longer going to communicate with the news press, which I think, media isn't what it used to be. Newspapers are certainly not what they used to be with social media and the fact that they still have to print newspapers. So maybe it doesn't matter that he doesn't, have to talk to the news press anymore. But that is people still do read the newspaper, and he is the chairman of the board. Now, if something comes up and somebody makes a comment like that and he doesn't rebut it or something like that, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm not defending the newspaper or anything. I didn't. My thing was, when I read the article, I didn't come to the conclusion that Kevin got rolled on the article. And so I was surprised by his post that he's never going to comment again. I was surprised that woman said anything, because nobody around here believes that. Nobody believes that. That's the thing I thought. It was like, well, that was wacky. That came out of left field, and he got a chance to rebut it. What I was like was that, wow, this is still crazy with the LOSUM and the East Coast and the West Coast, and Brian Mast even responded. I just thought it had all the elements of the water issue in one article, and I didn't think it was unfair to anybody. I just thought that she said something that was bizarro that nobody actually would buy, and so I think it will be unfortunate that he's the chairman of the county board, and if something comes up that's a major story, I hope the county's position is stated the way he wants it to.
Well, and I think people can go back, and if they're that interested, they can go back and listen. I mean, he's talked about it for a long time, and they can go back and listen to the interview we did, which I did go back and listen to. And at one point, he does mention, higher lake levels, but only during the wet season, to let the lake get higher during the wet season, so you're not flushing water when we don't need it down here. And that to me, makes sense. So I think that you can pick out little snippets like that, and it can be misunderstood. Let's put it that way.
And then you reading the comments under Kevin's post it's somewhat entertaining. It's always entertaining to read comments.
Most of them were supportive.
For sure. Everybody takes aim at the newspaper. Like even our friend Tony Nestor, their bias is very obvious. I don't blame you, he writes. And then it's everywhere.
You're not reading it in different funny voices like you said you were.
It's everywhere. Time to take back our country. Nick Adams says, which is why the mainstream media, becomes less relevant every day. That there is some truth to that. I mean, when you have different ways to get, he could post something on Facebook on his page and probably reach as many people as the newspaper does now. Now, I don't know if I'm just guessing that people follow him because he's the county chair. He's been the mayor of Sanibel for 15 years. Well, he's got a lot of followers. And I don't know how many people subscribe to the newspaper anymore, but I'm just guessing that you don't really need that kind of outlet like you used to.
You answer it and then you move on because his track record speaks for itself.
I agree. Claude says, we canceled our subscription years ago because we just couldn't take it anymore. Thanks. We need more of you. Good for you. That's exactly why so many no longer read that rag. Great decision, Jeffrey says. And even Judy from she should be finishing up her
town manager.
It takes a strong person to serve the public in current environment. May God continue to bless you with the strength to lead in these times. Bob Mason said, I was asked to be interviewed several years back and refused. Good for you, Kevin. This makes my heart sing louder.
There you go.
That's kind of crazy.
There you go with the voices.
Something like that makes my heart sing louder. I don't know that anything like that what would make your heart sing louder?
I don't know, but what would make somebody's heart
if our
sing
show
louder
ended?
Is how they can watch the races live.
I see. All right, enough comments. Enough about the water.
Yes,
I'm going to help you guys out right now. I'm going to see exactly where it is. You can't see what I'm doing, but
I think
there's a couple of websites.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, there's
a couple of websites that you can go to now to watch.
It's going to be reposted on like the TV.
I'm going to share.
But
stop sharing that page. It's I'm going to share this page with you guys right now, so you can see where it is, and then we'll get out of here because I know you don't care about what's going on here.
I can hear them.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear the boats?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to share this page, and you can see what it looks like. Then you're going to get on Facebook, and you are going to look for that page. There you go, right there. That's where you can watch the races today. It's looks like it's the Powerboat page.
Leave it there. It says it right there.
Yeah, so you can check that out. Watch it live right there. I thought they were supposed to start at 9:30, but you know how things are. Maybe it didn't start.
I can hear them now.
All right, everybody. We want to say thank you to everybody, especially Judy Miller, our brand new sponsor, the Farmers Market.
Linda.
I'm sorry, Linda. What? Judith Miller. Judith Miller used to be a reporter for something. But if you get a chance, I know you have to subscribe to that page if you want to read the article on the news press. But check out the story and let us know what you think about that. And, of course, we all know that Kevin's the not worry warrior. He's the water warrior in Southwest Florida. And that's just the way it's going to be for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's your back doing?
Not good.
All right. Thank you to everybody that came on today. We're going to have 2 shows next week because there's a big anniversary going on at the Snug Harbor. So on Friday night, we're going to be at Snug Harbor from 6 to 7. And then we have our photographer friends from the Lover's Key are coming on Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, so it just never stops. The fun and excitement never stops.
You'll have to remind me because I have no memory.
Right. And 10:30 start. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle Mayer, the former clerk for Fort Myers Beach. It's nice to hear from her. And you all have a great weekend, and we hope you get to enjoy the boat races
How
Thank
did you get 9:30? You're
for
wrong.
wasting your hour with us. We appreciate it so much. You have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.